going to tell you something. It is shocking, like mind-blowingly shocking, how much easier it is to make $1 million a year than it is to make 30,000. Like, it's not easy. Making 30,000 a year ain't easy either. So, like, pick your easy, baby. Are y'all tracking? And so you have to adopt some different beliefs. And when you adopt some different beliefs, here's what happens. You develop what I call, this is your superpower right here, by the way. You develop empowered expectations. Empowered expectations will take you anywhere you desire to go. What is an empowered expectation? It's faith that has works. That's what an empowered expectation is. Faith that works is faith that will cause you to work. What do poor people do with their mind? Oh, they have disempowered expectations. They believe the whole world's against them. Let me ask you a question. Do you think there are more people against somebody who's actually accomplishing something, or more people against somebody who's not actually yet even doing anything with your life? Like, nobody's thinking of, like, if you're not doing anything with your life, nobody's attempting to stop you except the culture, except the mechanism itself. The matrix itself has already, it's not even attempting to stop you, it's already got you stopped. Because it's got you believing that the world that you're living in, that the life that you're experiencing is real life. And it's just the real life they programmed you to have. Now, I know I sound like I'm listening to myself while I'm talking. I sound like a whack job. Like, what's wrong with this dude? He half a bubble off. Maybe 3/4 of a bubble off. But you know what? It is what it is. Like, it doesn't cost me any more to believe the stuff I believe than it costs you. Actually, the stuff you believe may be costing you more. And by the way, it cost me a whole lot less to believe what I believe now than it did to believe the stuff that kept me broke for almost 40 years. That stuff cost me a fortune. And what's interesting is poor people believe that all of the contributing factors are determining factors. And I'm not minimizing the fact that, like, difficult things have happened to you. I'm not minimizing that fact. But if you think you're the only one that difficult things have happened to, you are delusional. Everybody's gone through tough stuff. That's how you know you're still living. Because you went through some tough stuff. Or maybe right now you're going through some tough stuff. You're like, man, I wish this tough stuff would get over so I could get to the enough stuff. Right? But the reality is, the enough stuff only gets here when you become the person who can stay there when you get there. The purpose of the tough stuff is to turn you into the person. What person? The person you're resisting becoming right now. I wish I had some helping hand. Oh, Lord. If I could give you a gift that would change your life forever, the gift that I would give you is belief in who you are based on whose you are. I couldn't give you a better gift than that. To get you to the place where you had this sense of ability, like Adam before he sinned. God said, okay, I'm going to bring you to animals. You tell me what they're going to be called. Adam named all the animals. That doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you start looking at pictures of animals and try to name them all. That'll let you know how much of a feat that was, won't it? And so what happens is we have all of these internal limitations that we believe and attempt to get other people to believe are external limitations. And we buy the lie, and it costs us everything. And I'm telling you, poor people and rich people use their mind for very different things. Rich people we use our minds to focus on intention. And the reality is we hyper-focus on intention. I'm going to define intention. Hyper-focus on intention. What does that mean? I'm going to give you the Myron Golden definition of intention. You ready? Anything that moves the needle in your favor. If it does not move the needle in your favor, it's not intention. Poor people, hyper focus on distraction. This word is so fascinating Distraction is one of the main tools of the enemy. We think, like, do you understand the purpose of professional sports? It's a psychological anesthesia to lull you into a state of asleepness so that you do not feel the pain of them extracting all of the beauty from your future. That's why it exists. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just going to ask you the question. Does it make sense to be cheering for people who don't know you to win a game that doesn't matter and you can't pay your light bill? You can't educate your children the way you desire to. You can't take a family vacation, but you're jumping up and down because a full-grown man ran over another full-grown man over a pigskin filled with air. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to watch a movie. You're broke and you're watching a movie. You're broke and you're watching a movie. I want you to feel the pain of that statement. You're broke and watching a movie. You're watching people who are rich pretend to be people who don't exist to distract you from intention in your life, from making your life better for generations, your family's life better for generations. And you're watching fake people live fake lives to create real feelings in you that anesthetize you from the fact that your life isn't working. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying I like movies. Difference between me and you is I can afford to watch them now. And when I couldn't, I didn't. You don't understand. I was so hyper-focused on intention. I didn't listen to music. I didn't watch television. I didn't go to games. I didn't watch games. I didn't care who won if I was losing. Hyper-focus on intention instead of hyper-focusing on distraction. It'll change your life for the rest of your life. What's a distraction? Anything that doesn't move the needle in your favor. People say, I'm just not good at names. I'm just not good at sales. I'm just not good at technology. I just don't know how to use a computer. What does that even mean? When you were born, you didn't know how to do anything. Were we just going to leave you in the crib forever? Your mom going to just carry you around on her hip at 37? When you're 37, not her. We won't accept physical stagnation, but we'll accept mental, emotional, financial, learning and growth stagnation from everybody around us. People are going to misunderstand you. When you hyper-focus on intention, people are going to think you're pompous. They're going to think you're arrogant. They're going to think that you think you're better than them, even if you don't. Because they think you're better than them. They think you think you're better than them. Did I say that too fast? Because I already know I ain't better than anybody. I'm better at things than other people, but I'm not better than anybody. I am no more valuable as a human being than the person who cleans my house, or the person who cleans my hotel room, or the person who washes my car. I may value myself more than they value themselves, maybe not, but I'm not more valuable than them. And so I'm always going to treat every human being that I meet with dignity and respect because they're made in the image of God. I can't even walk past somebody without like, hi, how you doing? Why? Because I'm acknowledging the God-likeness in them. When you say hello to somebody, you're not just saying hello, you're acknowledging the God-likeness. You're not ignoring God. And what I mean by ignoring God, Jesus said it, as you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it also unto me. And how can you say you love God whom you haven't seen if you hate your brother whom you have seen? There are multiple places in Scripture where it tells us how we treat people is how we treat God. If you ignore people, you ignore God. Why? Because he's the one that told you not to ignore people. Oh, snap. When we have to do different things with our minds.